Hi, and welcome to A Punk with Toys. My name is Lawrence, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Marvel Legends Secret Wars Iceman. And is this the definitive Iceman that we need? Well, we're going to take a look at it, and we'll kind of decide. The only Iceman that I have is from Age of Apocalypse, and he's actually like blue and looks nothing like Iceman, but I wanted an actual Iceman to go with my X-Men figure. So here we go. We got this giant card. This thing is very large. Tells you the Marvel Legends, Secret Wars, Iceman. Here we can kind of see everything. There's his lenticular shield, as you can see him kind of changing right there from Bobby Drake to Iceman. You can see all the accessories that he's going to come with. You can see the snowball. And this is one that actually came with some accessories, unlike a lot of other figures. And I know this one's kind of difficult to get. It just started shipping from Amazon. I know a few other people have gotten it. But we'll see. This might be a hard one. This might be one that's really easy to get. All right, there we go. There he is on his little ice bridge that he's creating. And here is showing you how to use everything. But anyway, I want to get this thing open. Maybe compare him to a few other Marvel Legends. Maybe do a classified. Who knows what I'm going to do. But anyway, before we do, if you like this type of stuff, you like when I drop a Marvel Legends review, please take a second. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell notification so you're notified every time I drop a Marvel Legends review. Alright, so we have Iceman out, and this may be the absolute worst color to review him on. Alright, so quickly we'll take a look at the lenticular shield here. As you can see, it's going to go from Bobby Drake to Iceman. Again, that's always pretty cool. Something they did on the original Bat there. It would have been cool if they did it on this. So here we get the shield. You can snap it onto his wrist if you want. Plug it into his back. This does open. So I guess if you wanted to swap out with other characters, you can. I'm not really sure why you'd want to do that, but there you go. I believe it's what the original Secret Wars one came with. So, all right, let's look at the accessories. That's what I like to look at first. So we do have a couple of open ice hands. Now again, completely translucent, so you're going to see everything through it. All right, but I do think that looks pretty good, and this is going to go with the snow effect. So you get two of them, which I think you definitely need. You get a snowball. There's not a snowball's chance in hell this won't be the most expensive part in 20 years. That was a bad dad joke. But anyway, it is painted like a snowball, and it has some texture to it. So he just created it so he can chuck it at Spider-Man or a bat or whoever. Here we have our two snow effects, or ice effects, I guess, shall we say. You can see this is where it's going to clamp onto it. It is flat, well, kind of flat here, so it looks like you could put it on the ground, maybe have him shooting it at somebody. But what you do have is a translucent ice, and then towards the end you have frosting where it's snow. It's got some nice little spikes to it. All right, so clearly you know what this is. We've seen it before, whether it be with the X-Men and Iceman, or we see it on Frozone from The Incredibles. And so here we have a second one, which is different. So they didn't give you just two of the exact same ones. You can see they made it a little bit different, but exact same concept. There's your the wrist for, you know, the grip for the wrist, and then he's just kind of shooting it out. But again, this is going to be something fun for photography if you're interested. And then we get the ice snow stand. So we have a peg right there. All right. Now this, again, you know, I'm not a big fan of stands, but again, this is something specific where he's creating ice where he can slide through it. You can see that it's translucent, so you know that something's going through, you know, through it, but it's made to look like it's ice. And then we have the white paint all around it to give it a snow effect. And let's be honest, this kind of reminds me of Hoth. But then we have the translucent head of the angry Bobby. You can see his teeth gritting. You can see his eyes that are white with the black around them. So it's hard to see too much of anything other than he is completely ice. All right, no hair. You can see the wrinkles in his forehead. You can see around his mouth and everything. So that does look really good. As for the figure itself, here we go with a happier Iceman, happier Bobby. Same style head, completely smooth. I don't know why he loses hair when he changes. Does anyone know? Eyes are the same for the most part. All right. It's got the outline of black. You can still see his teeth. So they do give you a little bit of paint app to it. But he clearly is not nearly as angry. He looks pretty happy here. You don't get the same wrinkles around the nose and everything. Translucents are always the hardest to actually see the detail because there's not going to be too much, all right? So you get your shoulders here. You can see his chest and his development there. You can see that he has abs, all right? Obviously, there's no logos or anything down the side of him, no cuffs, all right? You can just see his muscular structure. He's got the belt with the X symbol right there, and even telling you that this is going up. Going all the way down through his legs, you can see the muscular development right there. You can see here these are pinless, but you can see exactly where everything is going to be, which that's a downfall when it comes to translucent stuff. But if you really want to get a proper Iceman, I think it's probably the best thing to do. No shoes or anything, as we've seen these types of feet 100 times before. This is one thing I will assume a lot of people will be getting rid of, considering it kind of sticks out like a sore thumb that you can see right through it. All right. As for the articulation, he can look up really nicely, and he can look down. Side to side. Can't really tilt his head. He gets a nice T-pose. There's his bicep swivel. He'll also swivel at the shoulder. Double pinless elbows. And then, of course, his hands that we can pop off. He has punchy hands, no gripping hands. My feeling is every figure should have gripping hands. They don't have to be trigger fingers if it's something like this, but they should all have gripping hands. He does have a butterfly joint here. So as we can see, his arms can go back really far. And if we tilt this up here, he can cross over pretty damn nicely. So I don't think there's going to be any problem with him being able to cross over like this. Now again, this is no good for me if I'm want to put him in a position of firing a gun, because he doesn't carry guns. There's his ab crunch, goes that far down. He can go that far back. Yep, that's as far as he's going to go. He does turn side to side, and luckily the translucent hides the wonky cut right here. This has been one of the biggest gripes I've heard Marvel Legends fans complain about, is that it's just this cut right here, rather where it doesn't go down into it like a G.I. Joe Classified or some other independent companies. There's this Jean-Claude Van Damme. Nice thigh swivel right there. Double pinless knees. He's got the boot cut. And then you got your ankle rocker. Alright. So, let's pop off some stuff and see how he looks. He's actually pretty smooth, but translucent figures, in my opinion, you normally seem a little bit smoother. We'll pop his head off, and we'll put the Angry Bobby on. That's funny, Angry Bobby. That truly made me laugh. Anyway, head swaps right there. Pop those fists off. Put the proper hands on, right? All right. Now, can you hold the snowball? I mean, he can hold the snowball, so you can make it so you want him winding something up, and he can be chucking at someone that he's really mad at. All right. Maybe he's the pitcher. But what do we want to find out is, can he Can he create ice? Is that what we're looking at here? So, looking here, I'm assuming this is how this is supposed to go. But you're really going to have to get him, and again, I'll have to look at a picture that how he's kind of just shooting it across. All right. Now, let's take this. This is going to be, I mean, I think once you get it working, once you get this on him good, everything will be good. But messing with him to get him in some good positions, I'm not sure how easy it is. And if you're new to the channel and you're wondering why I'm doing it like this, I like to show people exactly how difficult these figures are to pose. Hell, getting him onto the stand and the peg here is kind of a pain. All right. So, it's going to take a little bit of work. There we go. A lot of work. A lot more than I'm used to. Maybe there's other people that have no problem. I mean, getting him in a posing position isn't a problem, but this is really small. So, and it's looking like it's supposed to be going in a specific direction. So, they're kind of creating like an ice bridge. Maybe we'll do it like this. I don't know. He broke his ankle. Alright. Well, I think you've watched me struggle enough with this. I think it's a good looking figure, but it is definitely pretty frustrating here. Definitely pretty frustrating to get him to pose. So this is going to be one of those ones where if you're a photographer, you are definitely going to work hard at making him doing different poses. And if you're just someone who puts him on your shelf, you're just going to pose him and leave him there forever. But as for him actually standing and stuff, I don't think it's a problem. You can probably get him on one foot without with 1 foot without a problem right there. All right. So, all right. He looks like he's sneaking into somewhere. But let's wrap this up. There's not too much to show other than that angry face right there. All right, there you go. That is your Marvel Legends Secret Wars Iceman, and the figure is pretty bare. Not much detail to him. The accessories are nice, but I feel like I was expecting the snow and ice effects to fit a little bit better. Maybe be a little bit longer. But again, I guess I kind of got to work with it and see. It didn't seem like it's going to be the easiest thing to mess around with and do photography, do, just figure setups, display setups, as easy as I was hoping. So anyway, there you go. If you are interested, check it out. They are shipping from Amazon right now. I believe BBTS is actually sold out. I haven't checked Hasbro Pulse. Probably available on Entertainment Earth, or you can get it there. So anyway, there you go. That is your Iceman, your Bobby Drake, Marvel Legends review. I'm rambling on, but please, you stayed this long, take a second. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification so you're notified every time I drop a Marvel Legends review. But don't go anywhere. You might say, hey, I saw some figures in the back. Have you reviewed any other things? Well, you're in luck. Right up here will be another Marvel Legends review, and down here will be a playlist of all the Marvel Legends stuff that I reviewed. Take care.